My name is Matt Hartkop, and I'm an experimental test pilot here at Pilatus headquarters in Stans, Switzerland. To date, I have about 1,500 hours flying the PC-24, and I'd love to spend the day telling you some interesting details about the super versatile jet's design and capabilities. But in the interest of the time, I'd like to give you just an introduction to some of its main features. So without fail, one of the first things that we hear when people see the PC-24 for the first time is the aircraft is a lot larger than they expected. While it's technically a light jet, certified under FAR Part 23, its physical size is actually between traditional light and mid-sized business jets. Its maximum gross takeoff mass is 18,300 pounds, 55 feet in length, tail is over 17 feet high, and the wingspan is just shy of 56 feet. Many people also assume that it shares the same fuselage as the PC-12. That's not the case. The PC-24 is a completely clean sheet design. Its passenger cabin is actually 50% larger in volume than that of the PC-12. What's really impressive is that even though the PC-24 is much larger and heavier than the 12, it can get into nearly all the same short runways and cruise 150 knots faster than its little brother. A signature Pilatus feature on the PC-24 is the massive cargo door. It's something no other business jet offers and opens up a world of flexibility and versatility. In conducting research among Pilatus PC-12 owners, we discovered that many of them didn't necessarily buy the aircraft for the cargo door. Once they had it, they really liked it. It became a feature they couldn't give up. You can see with this massive 49-inch wide, 51-inch high opening, it gives you direct access to over 90 cubic feet of baggage space. The PC-24 can carry things that no other business jet's capable of. With the straight wing trailing edge, you can even load the PC-24 directly from a forklift and a pallet loaded up to 1,000 pounds of almost anything. Now let's take a look at the engine. PC-24 is powered by two Williams International FJ44 4-alpha QPM engines. They each produce 3,420 pounds of thrust and are FADEC controlled, and they have a 5,000-hour time between overhaul intervals. In the event that one engine stops running, the other engines automatically increase thrust to 3,600 pounds. Engines are also mounted high and aft on the fuselage to prevent FOD, and mounting them in this position opens up room for the cargo door and reduces cabin noise in flight. With the PC-24's ability to land on very short distances, there's no need for thrust reversers. This has the added benefit of reducing cost, weight, and maintenance. The PC-24's engines also have two unique features not seen on traditional business jets. The first is QPM, which stands for Quiet Power Mode. QPM allows the pilot to start the right engine and then run it at a sub-idle mode in order to generate up to 250 amps of electrical power to heat or cool the cabin and to run the avionics for pre-flight preparations. The other unique feature of the PC-24's engines is that they incorporate Williams' proprietary exact nozzle to provide some passive thrust vectoring. This is accomplished through a clever engineering principle called the Coanda effect. To keep the exhaust flow attached to the curved top of the surface nozzle here, the effect is that with no moving parts, you get 3 degrees of nose-up thrust vectoring at takeoff and high power settings to assist in rotating and becoming airborne in very short distances. At cruise speed, the exhaust flow separates from the top surface of the nozzle, and the thrust vector is straight out to put all of your power in the direction of flight. In addition to the engine and the cargo door, one of the breakthrough pieces of technology that enables the PC-24's incredible range of performance is the wing design. The flaps cover 75% of the wingspan, with the inboard section being double-slotted Fowler flaps, and the outboard section single-slotted. On top of the wing are 4 spoiler panels. The inboard 2 are exclusively activated with weight on wheels to act as lift-dump devices and to put weight on the wheels to reduce landing distances. The outboard 2 spoilers are multifunction. In addition to dumping lift on landing, they can also operate in the air to act as speed brakes and assist the ailerons in roll. Even the construction of the PC-24's wing is state-of-the-art. Each upper and lower wing skin starts out as a 4,000-pound aluminum billet, which is then machined down to a 185-pound component with integral stringers and fittings. The skins are then shot peened to their final contour to improve resistance to bending fatigue and stress cracking. And yes, we do recycle the aluminum. So what's the benefit of all this advanced aerodynamic and manufacturing technology? The PC-24 can cruise at 440 knots, yet approaches with reference speeds between 90 and 100 knots, and lands in less than 3,000 feet. Its stall speed at maximum landing weight is just 82 knots. You can hand fly steep turns of 45,000 feet and the handling qualities are rock solid. The short landing distance also allows you to access airports other jets can't, especially when factoring in rain, snow, ice, and slush on a runway. The PC-24 is designed from the outset to operate from unpaved runway surfaces like grass, gravel, and dirt. While operators of traditional business jets might never think of doing this with their aircraft, it's something PC-24 operators around the world do every day. The PC-24 can access thousands of additional airports and runways compared to other business jets. These runways may be closer to your ultimate destination, saving you considerable ground travel time. What makes this possible is the PC-24's unique landing gear. The trailing link main landing gear has a long shock absorption stroke, making nearly every landing a soft one. If you notice the large, fat tires and dual main wheels, the main gear tires are inflated to just 70 psi, which helps it float over soft surfaces and provide rolling resistance to stop quickly. The mains are mounted far aft on the wing so that any debris thrown up by the tires doesn't go anywhere near the engines. The brakes are steel and are controlled by a digital anti-skid system. The brakes are the only hydraulic system on the PC-24. Everything else is electrical or mechanical, which helps reduce maintenance requirements and cost. The nose landing gear has a wide tire inflated to only 55 psi. Features a chine to deflect water outboard. The only special equipment required to land on dirt, grass, or gravel is a lightweight, quick-release guard flap that mounts to the nose gear strut behind the tire. Everything else is designed into the aircraft as standard. Coming around to the leading edge of the wing, you can see that it's heated with engine bleed air for ice protection. The engine inlet lip is also heated with bleed air. The horizontal stabilizer has an inflatable boot for de-icing. There's 2 ice detectors on either side of the cockpit. When they detect ice, they automatically activate and control the aircraft de-ice system. In addition to overwing gravity fuel fill ports, 24 comes standard with a single-point pressure refueling system. The aircraft can hold 6,000 pounds of fuel, and the digital fuel computer can even remove fuel from the aircraft to give you the flexibility to easily balance between fuel and payload. Make any last-minute adjustments if your passengers show up with more baggage than planned. Flight crews and line service workers will greatly appreciate that the 24 has an externally serviced lavatory standard equipment. Easy to clean and recharge, no fuss, no mess. The nose bay houses the forward battery and the radar. The standard radar is a Honeywell RDR 2100, and the solid-state RDR 7000 with predictive lightning and hail detection is also an option. PC-24 comes standard with an inertial reference system for an independent source of attitude, heading, and position information. This is something usually found only on much larger, more expensive jets. The IRS gives you a redundant navigation source that's independent of GPS, therefore not susceptible to the potential of jamming, spoofing, or degradation.
Hello, and welcome aboard the Pilatus PC-24. My name is Marta Escarcerezo, and I'm a project manager here at Pilatus in Stand, Switzerland. So, in the PC-24, we designed it to offer the largest cabin in the light jet category. In fact, with more than 500 cubic feet of volume in the passenger cabin, it is closer in size to mid-sized aircraft than it is to traditional light jets. The PC-24 is a completely new aircraft, and its cabin is 50% larger than that of the PC-12. The height is 5 feet 1 inch, the width is 5 feet 7 inches, and the length from the cockpit divider to the aft cargo wall is 23 feet. Another differentiating cabin feature for the PC-24 is its flat floor. This not only makes it more comfortable for seated passengers by giving them more space for placing their feet, it makes walking up and down the center aisle easier and safer. Also, when you're carrying cargo, you can also load pallet-sized objects with virtually no obstructions. To live up to its title as a super versatile jet, we intentionally designed the cabin to be quickly convertible to multiple seating and cargo configurations. The interior configuration we offer from the factory includes a 6-place executive forward clap, 8-place executive double clap, an 8-place executive forward clap, and even a 10-place corporate shuttle option. All seats are mounted on full-length rails and quick-release fittings, so it's easier to remove seats when additional cargo volume is desired. The aircraft we are in today is one of our demonstrators, and it features our most commonly selected interior, the 6-place executive forward clap, with 2 commuter seats as loose equipment options. you can easily see the excellent legroom that is provided for each passenger. All executive seats track inboard and swivel a full 180 degrees, so the forward clap can instantly convert to an aft clap in flight if desired. The seats also recline to a full flap position if you want to stretch out for a nap. Cabin lighting and temperature controls, along with the in-flight entertainment and connectivity, are controlled with an easy-to-use app on your mobile device. They can also be controlled directly with a tablet integrated in the forward avionics cabinet. All baggage and cargo carried on the PC-24 is in the cabin. So is it heated, pressurized, and accessible in flight? We offer two different types of cargo retaining nets, depending on the seating configuration you select. The larger one provides 90 cubic feet of baggage volume, while the smaller one enables the 8 or 10 seat cabin configuration and provides 54 cubic feet of baggage volume. For commercial operation, we offer a special cargo net. We provide you with a number of different storage cabinet options, depending on the seating configuration you select. With the 6-place forward clap configuration, we offer large modular rear storage cabinet that can be removed and replaced with the lightweight commuter seats. For the 8-place double clap configurations, we offer smaller cabinets. We recently certified a forward galley on the left side behind the pilot, which provides additional catering storage volume and can be outfitted with a microwave or a coffee machine. The PC-24 lavatory is cleverly hidden in the forward entrance area and provides complete privacy with hardwood doors to close off the cabin and the cockpit. People familiar with traditional business jets often ask why the lavatory is not in the rear of the cabin. With both the PC-12 and PC-24, the lavatory is in the front so that you don't lose cargo volume in the back with a fixed installation. It is a vacuum flush system, just like airlines use, and is externally serviceable. The vanity sink offers also heated running water. So, I hope you have enjoyed this brief tour of the PC-24 cabin.
This is my office. Come on up and take a look. So when you first come into the cockpit, you see our advanced cockpit environment, or ACE as we like to call it. This aircraft is a Part 23 certified single pilot aircraft. Most operators will still fly with 2 pilots, but we designed it to be easy enough to operate for a single pilot. Avionics are a major part of the aircraft, of course. The core of the system is a Honeywell Primus Epic system, which is airline-grade avionics, but they've been optimized by Pilatus for single pilot operations in the PC-24. The PC-24 cockpit features 4 large displays, including 2 primary flight displays for the pilot and co-pilot. Those, of course, show all of your flying information, airspeed, altitude, attitude, heading, as well as can be overlaid with traffic and terrain information. We also have synthetic vision system and all of your engine instruments and radio controls. Everything you need to fly is right in front of the pilot. We also have 2 MFDs, which are primarily used for navigation, map information, flight planning. So here we have a flight plan from our headquarters in Stans, Switzerland to Reykjavik. And the bottom display is generally used for checklist work and for synoptics. So here you can see we have a checklist underway just before engine start. We have the aircraft configuration, everything you need at a glance to see the aircraft system status. Finally, down below here, we have the touchscreen controller, which is a very convenient tool to be used for data entry and also for controlling the weather radar and redundancy on the cockpit controllers. Further back, we have the cursor control device, which provides a nice stable handhold for entering data even in differing weather conditions with a trackball, scroll wheel, and some buttons. The PC-24 is optimized for single pilot operations. We wanted to make sure that it was easy to operate, even if something went wrong. For that purpose, we have a centralized caution and warning system, and we have an electronic checklist. Here you can see we have the caution and warning system. It says the pack store is open, which is of course the case. We're here on the ground. If a pilot were to get a warning in flight, it would come up on this screen right here, and he could go to the active queue. And now you have a checklist button on the yoke. This will pull up the procedures. It tells us which procedure it is, and it tells passenger and a cargo door micro switch, not indicating a door fully closed. On the ground, tells us, yeah, we should not start the left engine without the door fully closed. The pilot then can go through the procedure with the help of the electronic checklist. Here we have the touchscreen controller, which provides a way to enter all kinds of information, including communication frequencies. Overall, the touchscreen controller also provides some redundancy and backup controllers. You have a cursor control device, just like your computer touchpad, on the touchscreen controller, and a alternate way of entering information. The PC-24 also features something not typically found on light business jets, and that's auto throttles. The system can be engaged for takeoff and manage the thrust throughout the entire flight. It provides the pilots a workload reduction. It also enhances safety and efficiency throughout the flight. For example, before takeoff, as I advance the thrust levers halfway up, the system takes over. It indicates that it's now engaged, and it's going to control the thrust levers as long as I want them. In theory, I could line up on the runway, engage the auto throttles, and not touch the thrust levers again until just before landing. It also provides a level of safety backup. For example, there's ASP, automatic speed protection, which will engage the auto throttles if the aircraft gets too slow or too fast to help keep the aircraft within the operating envelope. We've also included a couple systems to enhance safety and protect the margins at the edge of the envelope of the aircraft. For example, one system called tactile feedback monitors bank angle and speed. And if the pilot exceeds 51 degrees, for example, in bank angle, the aircraft autopilot servos are going to come on and bring the aircraft back towards wings level. If the pilot's accelerating too fast towards a speed limit, it's going to begin to pitch the aircraft nose up. There's also another system that will automatically engage the auto throttles as you approach either a slow or a fast speed edge of the envelope there. These are just extra levels of safety that the PC-24 has. There's even an emergency descent mode. If there's a cabin depressurization at high altitude, the auto throttles will automatically engage. The aircraft will begin a rapid descent and will descend and stabilize at 15,000 feet until the pilot can take over.